If you're an AI enthusiast like me, you've probably already heard about this new AI model called Flux, but if you haven't, let me break it down for you. Flux AI is a groundbreaking open-source image generation model developed by Black Forest Labs, and it has generated a lot of buzz due to its ability to produce images comparable to those from closed-source generators like Midjourney. Despite being developed by a smaller team composed of former Stability AI employees, many claim it's better than their latest state-of-the-art model, Stable Diffusion 3. Flux boasts an impressive 12 billion parameters compared to Stable Diffusion 3's 2 billion. Unlike other Stable Diffusion models, Flux can generate realistic hands and text with stunning image quality and better prompt adherence. Many are saying that open source models have finally reached the quality of closed source alternatives, with some even going as far as to claim that Flux is actually better than Midjourney V6. But let's see if these claims are actually holding any water. On the left, I've generated a couple images using Flux, and on the right you can see images showcased on the Midjourney website. So as you can see, both Midjourney and Flux can produce very high quality images, but in my opinion, Midjourney still does seem to look a little bit better compared to Flux. But at the end of the day, Flux is completely free if you know how to use it, while Midjourney is still a closed source paid image generator. So now I'm gonna show you not one, not two, but 7 different ways you can run Flux AI in the browser for free. The first one would be this website, Flux AI. Over here you can paste in your prompt, Santa Claus riding a zebra in the desert. Here you can change different aspect ratios, let's do 5:4, and you can run it and it costs 1 credit. I believe you get about 5 credits per day. And as you can see, it generated the image and it came out quite good. Let's see it in full screen. Yep, over here we have something that looks like a black Santa Claus riding a zebra in the desert, and that's exactly what I wrote, almost. So the next website is called design.ai, as you can see over here. In this little box over here you can paste in your prompt and just click generate. And as you can see, it generated these 2 images. Now unfortunately, I'm not sure if you can actually change the resolution or adjust other settings, and you also get this watermark over here, but the good part is that you get a bunch of credits that you can use every single day. Now moving on to the next website, this one is by Black Forest Labs themselves, and unfortunately over here you can only use the Schnell model. Now you can paste your prompt here in the prompt box. Over here you can adjust the resolution. I believe the maximum amount of outputs is stuck to 1. You can change the seed, the output format, and I suggest you put the output quality on 100 and just click run. And as you can see, the generation speed of the Schnell model is really fast, but the image quality is a little bit worse than the regular dev model. Now the next website is called fall.ai. You can paste your prompt right over here, and just like the other website, you have a panel where you can adjust the image settings. And as you can see, it generated this nice image of Santa Claus riding a zebra in the desert. Now the next website is actually a Hugging Space where you can test the Flux model, and just like the other websites, you have controls. Over here you can change the width and height and also the guidance and other parameters. Now unfortunately it's giving me an error because I've already generated a bunch of images with it today. Now when that happens to you, you can just move on to the next website, which is called Toast AI. All you have to do is select the Flux 1 dev model over here, paste your prompt here in the prompt box, and just adjust your settings. It took a while, but it generated this nice picture over here. Now moving on to the last and probably the best website, you have Flux Pro. This one is the only website that allows you to use the Flux Pro model, which is better than the other 2 models, Flux Dev and Flux Schnell. Over here you can adjust a couple of settings such as the aspect ratio and the safety, or how explicit you want the image to be. And I believe this website gives you about an unlimited amount of generations, which is pretty awesome. As you can see, it generated 4 different images and all of them look absolutely stunning. Now, I'm not sure how long will this website actually be free, but you should definitely check it out before they turn it into a paid service. So the next way to use Flux AI is by doing so locally, and for that you're gonna need this UI interface called Comfy UI. If you head over to the link in the description, you can find over here the download link for Comfy UI. All you have to do is click this download link right over here and just save the RAR file wherever you want. Now, I already have Comfy UI installed, so I'm not gonna download it again, but all you have to do is save it, and after it's downloaded, go ahead and extract it using WinRAR. After you extracted the files, all you have to do is go to the Comfy UI folder and then custom nodes, and click over here and just type CMD. This will open the command prompt. Now go back to this website and just copy this command over here. Go back in the command prompt and just hit paste and then enter. This will install the manager extension in Comfy UI, which will come in handy later. Go ahead and run Comfy UI by double clicking on Run NVIDIA GPU. So after you've done that, you should see this blank screen. The next thing we need to do is download the models. And if you go back to this link in the description, first of all, you need to download the text encoders. Just click on this little download icon over here, and then save these text encoders in your Comfy UI folder. Go to Models, and then Clip, and just click Save. I already saved them, so I don't need to do that again. Now, depending on the amount of RAM you have, you should either download the FP16 or the FP8. If you have more than 32 gigs of RAM, you need to download the FP16, but you can also download them both. And again, you should save them in the clip folder. Now that we're done with the encoders, we have to download the actual model itself. First of all, we can download the Flux Schnell model, which is the faster model. Go ahead in your Comfy UI folder, Models, and then save them in the UNet folder. And we can do the same with the regular Flux 1 dev model. Almost forgot to mention, you should also download the IE safe tensors. And save it in the VAE folder. After you've downloaded all of the files, you should head over to this website and just drag this picture back into your UI. Now, the first time you do this, you might see some red errors over here. All you need to do to fix that is head over to the manager and click Update All. After that, you should restart the UI and the errors should be fixed. Now we can finally start generating some images. Over here, you see Load Diffusion Model. Click and select the regular dev model. Now over here the FP16 is selected by default, but if you have less than 32 gigs of RAM you should change it to FP8 and just leave everything else the same. Here you can type in your prompt. Let's say a gorilla chasing banana in the jungle. Over here we have the guidance scale. By default it's set to 3.5, and if you increase this number your image will follow the prompt a little better, but can also make the results a little bit worse. Here we have the height and width. You can change these to whatever number you want. And down here we have the amount of steps. By default it's set to 20, but adding more steps might make the image look a little bit better, but will also take longer to generate. Now to generate the image all you have to do is press Q prompt over here. And depending on your specs and graphics card this might take from 20 seconds all the way to a couple of minutes. Now when you first press Q prompt, the UI will load the model into the RAM, which might take a couple of minutes.
A few minutes later.
Afterwards you should see the results right over here. As you can see, it generated this beautiful image of a gorilla kind of chasing bananas through the jungle. And if we go over to Flux AI, over here you can find a bunch of images with their prompts. Let's copy this prompt. And we can paste it right over here and just hit Q prompt. Now the second time you hit Q prompt, the model will already be loaded into your RAM, so it won't take quite as long to generate the image. And it generated this beautiful image of a man fishing on the clouds with the moon in the background, which is very similar to this reference image over here. Let's try another prompt. A dog spray painting the text "Hello World" on a brick wall. And it generated this beautiful image with the text "Hello World" spray painted on a brick wall, even though the dog is not really doing the spray painting. Now we can go ahead and clear the canvas. And if you go back to this website and drag this second image over into the UI, this is for the Flux Schnell model, which is the fast model. This one is a lot faster than the regular dev model, but also the quality is a little bit worse. Now let's try the same prompt and see what we get. If you take a look over here, you can notice that the Schnell model only takes 4 steps to generate the image compared to the 20 for the regular dev model. And again, this will take a couple of minutes to load the model into the RAM. And you can notice that the result looks a little bit worse. The text is still there and the dog does appear to spray paint it on the wall, but it just doesn't look quite as good as the regular model. The main difference is that this model can generate images significantly faster compared to the regular dev one. And that's basically it. I'll make sure to leave all the links in the description, and if you have any questions, you can go ahead and leave them in the comments and I'll try to respond as fast as possible. I hope you liked this video and have a good day.